Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another evening edition of the Grow Rich, Grow Happy Crypto Show. Guys, in this episode, I want to talk about the Quant Network. And the reason I want to talk about the Quant Network, not only is it at a great price, not financial advice, but I want to talk about it in sense of where its place is in this whole new global digital economy. And I believe that not only is it a leader now, but it's going to play an even bigger role in the future. And I do believe also, first, let me say that when you put a bunch of bright minds and visionaries in the same room for a conference or a meeting, great ideas and great partnerships are going to come from it. I hope you guys caught that last Zebic video. I'll flash it up here, where we talked about Simon and the Zebic team being at Cebos, and then, DTCC happened to be there, and they happened to meet, and we see what's coming out of that now. Well, the same can be said for a recent event that happened. I believe it's NFIN, happened over in Europe as well. And you had representatives from BlackRock there, but you also had the CEO and founder of Quant Network, Gilbert Verdian, there. And you had other players, big name players, in that same room. Don't you think the same thing would happen? Especially being that BlackRock has over $500 billion invested over in the European Union in this whole the financial system. So you look at that, you look at the great minds, you put them all in the same room, you're going to get great partnerships. And I'm going to explore that in this particular episode of Grow Rich, Grow Happy. Guys, you know what to do. First, smash that like button, give me a sub, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these videos. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to jump over here because I'm going to jump over here to Gilbert. Make sure you follow him and me over on X, guys, at Mr. Foresight 64, and then I follow him at G Verdian, and this is the CEO. Now, he says, excellent discussion at yesterday's NFIN forum on capital markets, the road to digitalization. Now, he says here, thank you to Sharon Lewis for expertly sharing, and to my fellow panelists, Rita Martins, London Stock Exchange, Martin Sims, BlackRock, and Sydney Young, Finality UK, and Gadam Pillay, I believe, Peel Hunt, for the insightful dialogue, guys. And what they talked about a lot of, and these are them here. You see Gilbert right there. But here's what I want to show you. Tokenization is securitization on steroids. New asset forms are becoming digitally accessible, creating unprecedented opportunities. Yes, it is, guys. This whole tokenization of assets and bonds and stocks and ETFs and everything, guys, this is the next wave, and it is here. But I want to jump over here because I want to show this to you. Now, this is Armando. He posted this, tall guy, tycoon, legend in the field. He says that while they have your attention, this kind of stuff I talk about, focused on shutdown and tariff wars, BlackRock CEO just laid out the next decade's 13 trillion blueprint on live television, and most will ignore it. Yes, they will, and they did. You see it right here, only 492 views. These are the little breadcrumbs, guys. I didn't ignore this. Now, he linked it to XRP, and the XRP ledger are building the rails for tokenized assets where real world value meets crypto. And we know XRP, you got Zebic, you got Quant, a whole host of them. You got Stellar Lumens. But check this out. Look what Larry Fink said.
I do believe we're just at the beginning of the tokenization of all assets, from real estate to equities to bonds across the board. $4.1 trillion of money in sitting globally in digital wallets. A lot of that money is outside the United States. If we could tokenize an ETF, and digitize that ETF, we could have investors who are just beginning to, invest in markets through, let's say, crypto, they're investing in it, but now we can get them into the more traditional long-term retirement products. So we look at that as the next wave of opportunity for BlackRock over the next tens of years, as we start focusing, moving away from traditional financial assets by repotting them in a digital manner. IBIT is now over $100 billion.
$100 billion. I know from not that long ago.
And 2 years ago, zero.
Yeah.
So
I'm also in IBIT. Now, guys, this is what I'm saying. You can speculate, you can do all of that, and you can say, well, I believe this is going to happen. It's not until the major movers like Larry Fink, when they say it, the Jamie Dimons and people like that, when they say it, you can stamp a guarantee on that. You can stamp approved. He's letting you know right here. This is where they want to see things, when money doesn't stop. I remember it was a time when the Michigan Lotto and lottery, they played 3 digits, 4 digits. They shut down on Sundays. There was and they only played once a day. Now you fast forward to the future. They do drawings twice a day in Michigan, and there's around the clock, even on Sunday, Christmas. It doesn't matter. People can invest in the lottery. I call it gambling around the clock. They're going to do the same thing with stocks. This is what they're talking about. Tokenization to where it never shuts down. You don't have to wait until the stock bell rings for the day to begin, and then they don't shut down on weekends. They're going to have where you can do all of this around the clock, and he's basically telling you what's coming right here. So I want to continue, because if you go over here, it's right here. The breadcrumbs are there. Billionaire BlackRock CEO Larry Fink said nearly every person he talks to is anxious about the economy more than any time in recent memory. I'm going to insert every billionaire and millionaire that he talks to is anxious about the economy, but not just this economy, where it's going in the future. Now I'm jump over here because he put out an investment letter to the investors, right? And I always told you guys, when you can get a hold of these, or there's a link to them, check them out. See what kind of communications that these major players up here, the powers that be, see what they're communicating to the major millionaires and billionaires. And he says it right here. He's telling you what's coming. Every stock, every bond, right here, every asset can be tokenized. If they are, it will revolutionize investing. Markets wouldn't need to close. That's what they want, guys. And that's what they're going to get. And they're setting the stage for it. They're building the rails and everything. Transactions that currently take days would clear in seconds, and billions of dollars currently immobilized by settlement delays could be reinvested immediately back into the economy, generating more growth. It's all right there, guys. So I look at that. I look at Quant and how people use Quant. And this is why I'm in assets like Quant, because one, Gilbert Verdian, you got to look at the people who are running these companies. You got Larry Fink, Jamie Dimon. You got people like Gilbert Verdian, who's founder and CEO of Quant Network. You got the Mark Zuckerbergs. You got the Elon Musk. Do you see these people who are running these companies? You got to look at where their headspace is. Well, here's the thing: the Quant Network and that technology, that Overledger, that is patented. No competition. No one can copycat that. No one can use their technology. It's the same with Zebic and the Zebic's their payment rail system. Sam owns the patent to that. That's why I invest in stuff like this, because I'm like, okay, there's really no competition for it. So not only that, you got to look at, here we go right here. So ISO TC 307, regulation for blockchains and DLTs. And the best way I can explain this, guys, if you get ready to play a game like Monopoly or a board game, you need rules and regulations. You need to read the rules first so no one can come in and cheat. See, that's the problem with crypto right now. It's the wild, wild west, but they're cleaning it up. This new legislation is cleaning it up, because for the longest, crypto is getting a bad rep. Because it's the wild, wild west, you got these nefarious players out here and these actors trying to steal people's money. They're stealing people's money, and people's money is not secure as they would like it. Hence, that's why so many people were staying away from it at first. Well, stuff like this, ISO TC 307, it is that rule book. And guess who created it? First, let's talk about it real quick. The International Organization for Standardization, ISO, is an autonomous global entity comprised of 168, it's actually more than that now, I believe it's 178 national standard bodies, with his headquarters is located in Geneva, Switzerland. So this is the standardization. At its core, what does standardization mean? At its core is the process of implementing and developing technical standards or laws based on the consensus of different parties, including governments, corporations, organizations, and consumers. What you're looking at is how crypto is not only why it's here to stay, but how it's going to be laid out in this digital future. Now I'm come down here because this is follow the people who run these companies, guys. But use cases in crypto. Quant Network. Did you know this? Quant Network's founder, Gilbert Verdian, played a pioneering role right here in initiating the development of blockchain ISO standard TC307. Guys, he basically wrote the playbook that is being used right now. This standard represents a significant stride in the field of blockchain and distributed ledger technology, DLT, setting guidelines that have far-reaching implications. So right here, if you look, Quant Network's Overledger, a groundbreaking platform, embodies the essence of this standard. So Gilbert Verdian is the mastermind behind all of this. This is why I say there's not only no competition for them, but if you jump up here and I look at this, I look at where they are currently at $80. Can you believe it? $80, guys? They're going to go so much further, especially when you get all of these, because right now we're in that phase to where the rules are being written for crypto. Everybody's concentrating on tokenization, but also you got to look at the Overledger technology where it's basically for the institutions. I even seen it offered over on Amazon's software platform where institutions can come in and they can basically rent the technology. I believe that's the right word. They can rent it out or license it out. And they can use that technology so that they can integrate faster and better with blockchain and don't have to incur, because we already know that these major corporations, they're looking at them bottom dollar. But by using something like the Quant network, Overledger, they don't have to worry about that because they can just lay it down over their existing systems and boom, voila, they have it. Well, when I look at this right here, I see $1,000 price tag. I'm not going to say when. I say within probably the next couple years. It could be faster. It just all depends on the environment and everything that's going on right now with the economy and continues to go into the future. But for what to hit $1,000, you're looking at right now, it's at $1 billion market cap, which is great, which is still cheap, but you're going to need to hit like a $14 market cap in order to reach a price like that, which is extremely doable. Anybody who's been in a crypto bull run, a major altcoin season, knows that a $14 billion market cap is easy. That can happen in no time. I believe that's going to happen with this. And anybody who caught my video on the Bitcoin cycles, you know what I say. I don't believe we're going to see a bear market like you're used to seeing in that bear cycle of Bitcoin. And I believe it's because of major players like BlackRock and all of them entering this crypto play field. That's what I believe. So guys, I look at Quant and I say I got a nice position in it and I continue to accumulate over time, but it has more to do with who's running that company, the rooms that I see that they're ending up in, or Gilbert Verdian is ending up in, and his ability to really communicate the need for something like Quant that they own, that no one else can use. So I look at that, and that to me, hands down, plus where I see tokenization going, and Larry Fink just basically told you where it's going, and that they're they're chauffeuring it in. Guys, these are the type of plays you have to be paying attention to. Now, I'm not telling you to invest in Quant or Zebic or any of them, but I am pointing you down the direction on why I see that these are the top tier cryptos that should be in anybody's portfolio. The next one, let me know down below, guys. Are you accumulating Quant still? And what's the lowest you got in the Quant? I remember one person in the comments said that they got in it at like maybe $40 something. I was like, damn. So let me know down below. As always, guys, share this information with people and do your homework. To the next one, this your boy. I'm out.
My heart